Joining us now is Shelley Johnson. She's in charge of nutrition outreach for NCBA. Shelley, we just saw some great coverage from the Live Well event, and I'm curious, who are the people who attend, and more importantly, why is it important that we reach out to those folks?
So we brought together a mixture of registered dietitians, mainly media dietitians, supermarket dietitians, and food and parenting bloggers. This is a really important mix of communicators because these are the folks that consumers trust. They also have a broad reach, so we consider them message multipliers, meaning when we give them beef nutrition information that inspires them or is consistent with the kind of information they share, they share it out. And it's really well received because they are a trusted resource for consumers.
And what kind of tangible results have you seen from this recent Live Well event?
So that's my favorite thing. When I get back to my office after going to one of these events is watching to see how they use the information that was shared. We bring them together at the end of every Live Well event to ask them, like, what was the most powerful thing you learned, or how do you think you'll share this information? And the kind of collaboration that comes out of that is really exciting for me to see as a program manager. I think one of the most powerful ahas I had was when we shared information about beef as a first food for babies. That's actually checkoff funded research. We shared it with them. And a retail dietitian that attended the event, she went back to her corporate retail dietitian team and said, we got to do something with this. And they're going to be launching a campaign in store. And this is for a large regional retailer that's going to be doing this later this summer. So I'm pretty stoked to see how that shapes up.
That's outstanding. Now tell me this, I know this event is important, but you do a lot of other things to reach out to nutritionists and let them know the health and nutrition benefits of beef. Tell us more about that.
Sure. So we reach dietitians on a regular basis. We know they're really important, but we also know that physicians are really important too. They don't have a lot of time to spend talking about food or nutrition with their patients, but we know they're answering questions, and we know they're sharing information about diet. We know that cardiologists are typically telling people how to shape their diet to improve heart health, and sometimes beef comes into that conversation. And we also realize that the amount of training that medical doctors get on nutrition is pretty limited in their training. So we're looking at one-on-one ways or broader ways to reach this group. I have a really great story to tell about a doctor that we engaged with last year. We shared with him the bold research that I know you and I have talked about before. Yes. And he was really wowed by it. Like, he didn't realize beef's role in heart healthy eating pattern, and he wrote a story in U.S. News and World Report. Wow. Yeah, so we were really excited to see that. The Checkoff also sponsors key conferences that medical doctors attend. So we're looking for creative ways to clear the clutter and really inspire them to share the information that they see firsthand at those conferences. And then, of course, we're creating continuing medical education experiences for them, like webinars or videos, so we can make that kind of education available at their time.
It's certainly important to influence the influencers, and I'm curious, are you sensing more interest in beef nutrition?
I say all the time, there's no more exciting time to be in food and nutrition communications than right now. If you're on social media, there's not a day that goes by that you don't see someone share a picture of a smoothie or a dinner they made for their family or a meal they ate at a restaurant. So people are talking about it amongst themselves, and they're looking to experts to help, find out what's the truth about what I'm eating, the truth about where my food comes from, or the science behind a diet or a health tip I should be following. So it's really exciting, but not only is the trend piece of it informing how we shape our programs, we also use consumer research, so market research. And when we survey consumers and ask them, what are the reasons that you'll limit your beef consumption, 5 of the top 6 reasons are health and nutrition reasons. So it is definitely an important piece of what the Checkoff's doing.
Yeah. So speaking of the Checkoff, as we think about other beef producers like myself that pay into this Checkoff, what would you tell us about the kind of returns that this work provides for those of us beef producers?
So I speak from experience when I say that the Live Well program is not new. We do one of these big splashy events every few years because we can ride the wave of the benefits for years to come. It never ceases to amaze me that I'll see a quote in a media story from a dietitian that attended a Live Well either recently or in years past, something that still motivates her to talk about beef favorably. So I know that we're picking the right kind of information to share with them. Sure. It also positions both NCBA staff and the Checkoff as a really trusted resource with this really powerful audience. The dividends pay off for years and years to come, and we're excited to build on it, and we create programs that help shape what they learned at the Live Well event into things that we know that they really want to share out with consumers even more.
Fantastic. As we build this cow herd, there's nothing more important than building demand and letting people know that they can eat a delicious product and do it without having any health concerns.
You're
Thank
so
you so
right,
much.
Kevin. Yep.